Good morning. Hello, everybody, dear referees, dear delegates. Welcome to the clinic, this clinic start of the season 22-23. It's the first time in LEN that we organize one clinic before starting the season. The idea is every year to have this kind of clinics and to give all the instructions for the season, not only about application of the rules. We can give even operative, etc. And in this case, we have the presence of one psychology. Some minutes ago, Mr. Milos Brasevic give you the welcome in the name of the LEN Bureau, and now we start the clinic with the program. This you can see the program in the screen. This morning, after the welcome, now during 30 minutes more or less, I will give you some operational instructions for this season. After that, at 11 more or less, Mr. Boris Bargeta will speak about attitude and behavior of the referees. 1 hour later, 12 o'clock, referee psychology for Mr. Jose Maria Buseta. He is the psychology in the last 5 years for the FIBA referees. End of the season is previous at 1 o'clock, and the second session will be in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. During 2 hours, this is the idea, instructions for the referees and delegates about the application of the rules. We will finish the meeting at 6 o'clock. After that, we have the possibility, it's mandatory, to make a test. The first session test will be during 1 week, from the 3rd Monday, October, until 9th. Who pass this test is free. Who don't pass this test have a second opportunity during the week from 17th to 23 October. This test will be 30 questions. You have 60 minutes to solve the test. It means 2 minutes per question. And who passed can commit maximum 25% of the mistakes. Who commits more, as I told you, must realize the second test. There is the link you can see here, but in any case you will receive in the letter. Only some numbers about the last session, 2021-2022, sorry. We played almost 800 games with clubs or national teams from 32 different countries. We have in the list 161 referees, but there are more countries with referees that participate in our competitions, 37. This is a little disconformity, and then there are possibility that the referees who don't receive any appointment because his country is not participating in LEN competitions. Now we go for this next season, 2022-2023. First of all, clubs competition. We are proposed different change in regulation. In Eurocup men, 1 team more can participate. It means from 2 to 3. As you know, in Champions League, the participation is 2 clubs per country, but the countries who have wildcard have right to participate 1 more. It means 3. Then, with this now 3 teams in Eurocup, means every country can participate in men competitions, club competitions, or 5 teams, or even 6 if they have wildcard the country. In women, we equalize the name of the competition. Champions League men, then the EuroLeague woman now will be Champions League woman. Eurocup men, then the LEN Trophy woman now will be Eurocup woman. And we increase the participation in Women Champions League from 3 to 4. Finally, maybe it's the most important, we organize a new competition, Challenger Cup, case especially dedicated for developing countries. It means the philosophy is the Champions League, for example, in men competitions, Champions League is for the best teams of the best countries. Euro Cup is for the second level teams, but from the best countries. And Challenger Cup is from the best teams, but from developing countries. This season, all teams must start in Champions League or Euro Cup, cannot enter directly to the Challenger Cup because the regulation don't permit it. It means in the qualification round 1, the Champions League, the losers goes to Challenger, and in the Euro Cup qualification round first, the losers goes to Challenger Cup. The idea is in the future, the next season, would give opportunity to enter directly to the Challenger Cup. About the calendar, very fast, because it's published in the LEN website. We start in 30 September the qualification round 1 of the Champions League. After the second round, in 15 days. In 15 days later, at October, 1st November, the qualification round 3 Champions League, home away. Preliminary round start immediately in 10 days, finishing in May, and the first week of June will be the Final 8. Final 8 that we played not only in 3 days, that now will be in 4, because the first 2 days it will be 4 teams, 4 games, and the losers from position 5th to 8th play the third day, and the winners from positions 1st to 4 play in the last day. It means 4 days competition. Euro Cup more or less the same, start at the middle of October, and the finals will be in April. And the Challenger, remember, they played the first round or the Champions League or the Euro Cup. The losers comes to the preliminary round in November, 11 to 13 November, and after they play quarterfinal, semifinal, and final. About club competition women, Champions League women start in November, middle of November. They play round 1, after in December the second round, and quarterfinals, and the final 4. The losers in the qualification round 1 and 2 goes to the Euro Cup women to play the preliminary round, after quarterfinals, semifinals, the final, in the games to finals, home away. About regulations of nation competitions, it's important to, first of all, the system of competition. We propose a new system played by levels, in 2 different levels of the teams. I will explain you in the next diapo. The second point, the second proposal is for the European Championship in Israel, women's team that until now, for example, in a split, they played only 12 teams. We equalize with the men teams to 16. It means in Israel, in Tel Aviv, 2024, we'll play 16 teams of men, like now, but 16 teams of women, and they will play the same system, men and women. The days of competition will be 7, and we reduce the number of days of competition in a split was 15, and Israel will be 14. Then the goals, first of all, is more competitive games, and second, to equalize the numbers of the teams, men and women. About the calendar, the qualification round for the European Championship in Israel, it will be the first round in March, the second round in June. In the middle of the March will be the first round of for the Championship Junior, men and women. After that, at the end of June, will be the European Championship under 15 women. In July, under 15 men. And at the end of July and August, and the second week of August, will be the European Championship under 17 first women, and next week men. About the system of competition, I told you that they will play in levels. It means this is for Israel, European Championship Senior, but is also for the ages competition, under 19, under 17, and under 15. Group, the first level, 8 teams who are directly qualified from a split. The best 8 teams play direct to Israel, and they play in the level first, the level up. 2 groups of 4 teams. It means 3 days competition, all against all. And the second level, 8 teams more, are the teams who comes from the qualification round. 4 groups, 3 days competition, the same that the level 1. Then it means preliminary round will be played in 3 days. Group A and B, the level up, C and D, level second. After these three days is the crossing day. The third in the group A play against the second in the group C. Third in the group up play against the second in the group down. The fourth against the first, A and C. The same with the other group, B and D. Then with this system, all the teams have possibilities to win, to be the champion. Because if they win the crossing days, they will play quarterfinal, semifinal, and final. The winners with the crossing days against the first in the group A, first and second, and the first and second in group B. Okay, if we make one comparative, what does means in the reality, for example, in the first day calendar in a split, the official calendar, it was in men competition for groups A, B, C, D. And the games were Italy, Slovakia, Georgia, Montenegro, Greece, France, Malta, Croatia, etc., etc. If we play in levels, it means the group A and B is the group up, and the group C and D is the second level. For example, the group A can be the games Spain, Montenegro, Serbia, Hungary, Italy, Croatia, and Greece, France. For example, and in the group, the second level group, Romania, Georgia, Israel, Slovakia, Slovenia, Slovakia, Netherlands, Germany, Malta. This is an example only because, of course, we don't know who will be qualified. Then, in main competitions, in a split, in the preliminary round, I can tell you that how many games the difference of score was more than 6 goals, 6 or more, 11, then total in the preliminary round 18. Not bad. In women, it's a little bit more this. In a split, there were 12 teams women, 2 groups. It means 30 games in total during 5 days. The group A, the first day, they play, for example, Germany, Romania, Croatia, Netherlands, Hungary, Greece. The group B, Serbia, Spain, etc., etc. In the new system with 16 teams, not 12, 16 women teams, and played by levels, Group A and Group B are the up level, and Group C, Group D, the second level. The games can be, for example, is an example, Spain, Netherlands, Italy, Hungary, Slovakia, Israel, Greece, France. And the group, the second level group, Croatia, Serbia, Israel, Slovakia, Germany, Ukraine, Romania, Turkey. More competitive games. In the reality, in a split, in the preliminary round, I told you 30 games. These 30 games, 24 finished the game with one score of 6 goals or more. About referees, we now have the evaluations from the season 2020-2021 and last season that now is finishing, 21-22. I told you that there are 161 referees from 37 countries. In the previous season 2021, it was 382 games evaluated. In total, they play 480, but we start evaluations in January. All the games played in October, November, and December, we didn't have evaluation. In this season, all the games were evaluated, almost 800, and give one total games evaluated, 1,179. Look the difference between the two seasons, the games, number of games, total, not evaluated, all games, that in the previous season, 2021, because COVID, we played less than 500. But now, in this season, almost 800, almost the double. COVID was terrible for everything, even water polo. About the evaluations, this is the games. Every game have two evaluations to referees, of course. It means we managed 2,358 evaluations. This is the evaluation sheet that we use. It's the same than FINA, it's the same system. As you can see, this part is for the name of the delegate, referee, etc., game, data. This is the difficulty of the game, can be very easy, medium, difficult, or very difficult, according to the decision of the delegate. And there is the general criteria of the referee, the evaluation of the game, the nota of the game. And after we evaluate how was in ordinary fouls, exclusion penalties, this part. The second part is the control of the game, the benches, the players in the water, etc. Every part who is going down have less points than the part before. The more important, of course, is criteria, general criteria of the refereeing. After comes the refereeing technique, the position, etc. And the protocol, protocol and image, how is the uniformity, punctuality, etc. This part is for technical mistakes. This is important because technical mistakes can suppose the repetition of the game or the part of the game. This is terrible. Technical mistakes can suppose this. Then it's important, and we apply technical mistakes always for both referees. It's not only for one. We have headsets communication systems. Referees can communicate if something is wrong. For example, if one referee gives brutality and forgot to give the penalty, the other one, hey, remember, please, penalty. Okay, sorry. Because if both have the possibility to correct if there is one mistake. If not, it's the technical mistake for both. And finally, the points. This evaluation sheet is filled by the delegate. He have a manual, evaluation manual, where it's explained every item, every topic. Then it's not aleatory decision in function of what the delegate decide. It's the manual who give the instructions how proceed. We have the LEN delegate manual for the functions and behavior of everything before the game, during the game, after the game, before the tournament, etc. I mean, the delegates have very good formation, and not only. The delegate minimum in LEN have minimum 20 years experience in LEN competitions. It's a lot, eh? It's a very good experience. I don't like to hear, this delegate don't know. It's not true. Different is the explanation, or every person have different approach, very similar, but some points different. This is another question. Then, in these last seasons, we will make the classification, but I can tell you the average now is more or less 15 evaluations per referee, because we accumulate 2 seasons, not whole season, but almost 2 seasons. But to be classified, minimum we need 5 evaluations. If not, we will accumulate more seasons in the next. About the list of the referees, it's important to know this, to encourage the country to participate in the LEN competition, because decide the participation, the quota of referees. Minimum 2 referees per country, and 1 referee more when participate in European Championship men, 1 more in women, one more engagement woman, and one more in club competition men and club competition women. About this, as you know, it means that the maximum quota is 8 referees, but in this case, when arrive to 8, the country can nominate 7 referees, men or women, doesn't care, but if he nominates the 8th referee, must be woman. Now, the proposal of the committee is to increase the list of the referees with 1 woman position more. It means that if the quota for one country is for referees, they have right. For referees, they decide, the country decide if men or woman, but they have right for another one, 5, but this another one must be woman. Then we increase the possibilities to have woman referees without discriminate against the men who remains in the same number. For the classifications of the next year, we will have 4 categories: A plus 15 referees, category A 40, B 50, and C 70 or more, depending the LEN referees school, how many referees pass, and depending how many referees are retired. Important point. We are LEN referees. To whistle in international games is according LEN rules and under the protection of LEN. LEN give protection if something happens when in the travel, if there is some accident, illness, or if there's some, I hope no, something aggression during the game, etc. Everything is covered by LEN when you are appointed by LEN. Then you cannot be appointed for yourself or receiving personal invitation without permission of LEN. If you referee receive some invitation out of LEN, please need our permission. And very clear, it's under your responsibility, because if it's out of LEN, LEN cannot do nothing if something happens. Of course, if you go with your federation, I'm sure your federation covers. But if it's a personal invitation, other country, blah, 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 be sure that who will cover you in the case that something happens. But I insist, please, need permission of LEN Water Polo Committee, Technical Water Polo Committee. About the test, I remember you, this is the link you will receive. The first week of October, from 3rd to 9th, will be the first week to make the test, 30 questions during 60 minutes. If there are 75 or more good answers, it's okay. Who give less than 75 good answers must go to the second test from 17th to 23rd October. All competitions, we use the headsets, communication between referees and delegates, as you know very well. Please use it because it's very useful. We will use VAR system only at the moment in 2 competitions. In the European Championship Seniors, for example, we will use it in a split. We will use in Israel and in the Final 8. And from my side, that's all. I wish you very success in the next competitions. Thank you very much for your collaboration last season, and I am sure we will receive and we will have the same in the next. Thank you. Now will be Mr. Boris Margheta, who will speak to you about attitude and behavior of the referees during the competitions. Thank you, Boris. I give you the floor to you.
So, hello everybody. My part is Code of Behavior of Water Polo Referee. This is one important part, so you know that rules and game is not the only thing which is important, because the referee is the only one who is visible from the top to the bottom, from head to the legs. It's very important how he behaves, how he walks, how he talks, and we will speak short hour about that. So The first sentence also in my career is the top priority. This is fairness. Fairness is not just one floskula. Fairness is the main point of the referee's job, because remember, referee have only one face. When you sold this face, never again you can come back. So fairness is style of life. Refereeing is style of life. We must be fair in our life, on the games as well, on the road, in home, on our job. So always we have in the pool white and blue, nothing else. I know sometimes it's difficult in front of 10,000 people or 20,000 people or some political influence or presidents arrive, but really fairness is the key role. The only thing the coaches are asking from us are two things. One is to be fair, the other is consistency in our refereeing. So complete neutrality and fairness are top topics if you want to achieve your goal, which is to whistle the best games, to be the best referee, and to sleep tight. This is the main thing. As you know, always in competitions, in big competition, we have neutral referees and referees with the team. I'm very happy that slowly we are leaving this behind. All referees are neutral. All referees are neutral, which means we wear our VDR LEN shirts, not our team shirts. We stay with our family, which are referees, delegates. So everybody is neutral, and we must behave like neutral referees. Many times we have difficulties when I hear, tomorrow I'm appointed on a women game, this will be easier. Don't exist woman or men game. Game is game, and every game is important. And for every game, we must prepare in the maximum level possible. Many women games are more difficult and take more concentration than men games. So for beginning, let's just say that fairness, neutrality, and all games are the same important, and this is how we must behave. Okay, I will go to, sorry. I think this will be better. So these are the key points of the personality of the referee. Like we said, fairness, neutrality, no difference between neutral referees and referees with the team. Men and women are equal. I would like to spend 2-3 minutes on this subject. It's not easy, and I hope everybody shares these thoughts for women referees to be part of big competition. They are majority, and we need to support and help them, speak with them, because for the teams, important is referee. Doesn't matter, man or woman, referee is good or bad on the game. So the gender have nothing to do with this, and I'm very happy that in this European Championship, we saw many good refereeing in the men games, also by women referees. Dignity on the field and off the field, absolutely, and show respect for players, coaches, and demand the same respect back to us. So we must all know that players are the stars of the game, not coaches, not referees, not spectators, not presidents of federations. Players are the top stars, and we all are here to serve players. And try to change a little bit your philosophy of refereeing. A referee is not somebody who is punishing the players. Referee is somebody who is awarding the players, awarding good actions, protecting good players. So like a teacher, together with the coach, they can show the way, they can show the path how the game should be played, that players can fulfill all their skills with nice goals, and the game would be good. So these are a few topics, how to build your personality as a referee. How our life is going on with water polo games. So first we receive nomination, hopefully. Everybody is happy when we receive nomination. Then we will speak about what is necessary to do, how to behave. Then on the venue, not on the game, but on the venue, because referee is referee 24 hours per day. And when you come to the pool or in the bar or on the street, always somebody is looking for you, because maybe tomorrow you will whistle to them. What to do before the game, during the game, and after the game. This will be our guidelines. So when we receive nomination, first of all, especially in these Corona COVID times, make sure that you are informed well about sanitary guidelines, especially because many countries have different sanitary guidelines. In VVR, we also have a coordinator for these things, for COVID. So avoid problems in the airports and read what you need to know to go in some country in Europe. Official championships and all other official tournaments are not holidays for families. Please, I'm very sad when I see somebody's wife is coming, somebody's husband is coming, children are coming, girls, boys, that doesn't matter. Championship is very serious thing, and we are professionals, not by payment, I agree, and we are working hard to make our financial construction a little bit better by years, slowly, but we are professionals. Our family in championship is water polo referees and delegates. This is our family. So it's not holidays for anybody, because your concentration must be all the time about water polo, relaxing together with the referees, making chemistry with the referees, know your partners, etc. Of course, before every championship, we need to practice. We need to be prepared. We need to read the rules. Still today, and I am 50 years old, before big competition, before game, I pass the rules again and again and again, and I always find some problematic things, new things. So read the rules all the time, be prepared, go in the swimming pool and practice. Your physical appearance is important. Clothing and body shape, you know, already old Greeks, they teach us that physical condition and mental condition goes hand with hand. So it's very important that you take care for your physical condition as well, because you will be, not just because of your appearance, because of slim shape, because your brains will work better, your oxygen circulating by blood will be better, your decisions will be better. That's why it's important to take care for physical appearance. I know many my colleagues or friends, before important games in the morning, they spend in the gym, you know, to put everything out, then to relax. So find your own way to be a sportsman. We are sportsmen. English, Infina, VVR, LEN is very important to speak good, fluent English, because during the game we have headsets and English must be official language, because we must react fast and in the correct manner. Without good English, this fast reaction will postpone and will be long and will not be understood very well. So it's important to speak English. In these days, you have 14, 3 weeks lessons very fast about English, and really is very, very important. It happened also in the past that in some semi-final, because of misunderstanding between the referees, we get wrong decision in the game. Dress code. Okay, today we are 100, and at least I hope that this 100 from now on will respect the dress code. Every time when we are in competition, the same questions. Do we wear a tie? Do we wear a shirt? Do we wear a jacket? Do we wear a long pants? Like I said, we are promoters of rules of water polo. We are judges in the court. We are authority. So everybody is watching us 24 hours per day. Everybody is checking our Facebook, Instagram, everything. So please, for Champions League, for club competition, for European top competitions, technical meetings, always BVR jacket, tie, shirt. This is your uniform for official things. The same with dinners, etc. On the swimming pool, always we come dressed like a referee. Half year ago, I met our soccer referee, excellent soccer referee, Skomina, in the airport. They are obliged to travel with the tie and jackets. I know we are not football, but anyway, please take care of your appearance. Long pants, always when you go to the pool, always. If you must, during breakfast, wear flip-flops and Hawaii shirt, okay, but this is your image. This is your image. Mine for sure not. So it's important, really is important. We demand from the coaches to wear long pants and closed shoes. We demand from the players to wear same swimming costumes. So also we, as VVR, as LEN, as Commission, we are asking, please be well-dressed, represent yourself with dignity. Okay, so now we are in the swimming pool, well-dressed, like we spoke, and we are watching our friends' game. So please, when you are in the pool, when you are watching some games, sit with your colleagues, referees. Do not comment, do not shake your hand, do not protest on your colleague's decision, because tomorrow you will be down there in the catwalk and nobody is perfect and everybody is doing mistakes. So stay neutral, especially when your team is playing. Like we said before, we are referees of LEN, not of Slovenia, not of Croatia, not of Holland, but of LEN. LEN and VVR is our family, especially when our team is playing. Remain with your colleagues of referees, and after the game is opportunity to speak with the colleagues, why this penalty was whistled, why this mistake happened, how was your movement. Always speak with yourself, with your colleagues after the game, when you are with the delegate, with the referees, and that's the time to discuss the game. I know everybody have teams and coaches and some players are friends, but as much time you spend with your colleagues, more chemistry will be between you when you will be appointed together on the game. And without chemistry, without income as a friends, the game will not be refereed or presented in the best manner. So you met the coach of your team. Hello, how are you? Very well, congratulations. And then you go together with your colleagues referees to take a beer or lunch or dinner. Do not spend the time with your teams. Why this chemistry is important? You know what is the biggest congratulation for the referees? When some coaches or some experts of the water polo say, but when two of you are whistling, we don't see it. You are like one, the same calls, the same fouls. Yes, this is the chemistry. And this you must build it with your friends. Now you are in Podgorica. Ask yourself, how many times per day do I spend with my colleagues? Do I know everybody, name, last name, he have a children, he's married or not in Podgorica? If not, now is the last time to start it. So spend the time with your colleagues, because when you two will be together, you are the only two who are deciding. You are the only two who will be guilty, together with the delegate, of course. But please put in your mind that in the big venues, in LEN events, only referees are your family. The slide go on or not? I guess yes. Okay. Just a second, because now my screen went out. Okay. Okay. We're remaining on the venue. Of course, on every competition, we have more experienced referee, we have younger colleagues, and especially now is the time when a lot of our colleagues is stopping because of age limit. A lot of younger colleagues are approaching, and we need to build this chemistry immediately, because education of behavior, of presenza, of the rules goes step by step by step. From everybody, you must pick up some things, some little stone to build one mosaic with good performance, with good behavior. And this goes from the delegate, from your older colleagues, from your father, your mother, from the coaches in the club, etc., etc. So it's very important, all the experienced referee, our duty is to help young referees to feel welcome in our family, to teach them how to behave, because I am sure that many of us are role models for younger referees, especially that's why we must really be careful. How do we behave? Which feedback we are doing or giving to younger colleagues. As I saw through my career, there is always a little bit fear with the younger colleagues, how to ask, why to ask, who to ask, don't want to be impolite. And on the other hand, there are, of course, experienced older referees, which are telling me, but they must ask. I will not go there and criticize him. It's not the question of criticize, but absolutely. Also, when I was younger referee, I was never afraid to ask my older colleague his opinion. Can he watch my game? Spending time together, drink coffee together. So do it. It goes together with your behavior in the pool. If there is possibility, sit with your old colleague and together watch the game. Then we have delegates or evaluators, whatever you want to call them. Delegate is member of our family. Delegate is not somebody who will punish you because of your mistakes. Delegate is here to protect us during the game, to help us with some technical problems which can appear, and after the game, to help us driving some situations which maybe were not whistled in the best manner, and how to prevent this mistake will happen in the future. So delegate is not some bow, somebody, some terrible person. It's part of our family. Also today, this clinic shows that our collaboration with the commission, with the LEN TWPC is excellent. Is excellent. We are both trying to give our best to build good new generation of the referees. Another important thing, which maybe you think it's not so important, but it is multimedia. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. During competition, it's forbidden by VVR code to publish anything connecting on competition. Photos, texts, goals don't exist. A referee is without multimedia during competition. This doesn't mean that somebody will take your photos, but you can imagine that publishing in 2 o'clock in the morning some photo on Facebook, and tomorrow this referee is whistling to some other team, can create problems. Another example of my friend Skomina whistled in football, I think 4 years ago, 5 semi-final Champions League with Barcelona, and the English team published his Facebook from 7-8 years ago when he was not international referee yet, with the flag of Barcelona. and it was a big scandal in UEFA. So be careful what you are doing on multimedia, really. Be careful, because like we said before, referee is referee 24 hours per day. Always somebody will take a photo of you, always somebody will listen what you are saying. There's a lot of public in the swimming pool when the penalty is whistled, and the referees at that time on the tribune shaking the head, or maybe not. Next day, the interview, the referee said it was not a penalty. So be careful on your behavior. Really, it's very, very important. Enjoy the time with the referees. Example, split again. I think from 26 referees, 21, we went on the mountain. We walked on 40 degrees, 1 hour and a half. And it was one of the best times we spent together during the day. On the free day, excellent. Everybody without phones, everybody with no problems, just speaking about water polo. This should this championship be. It is important, of course, to see swimming pool presentation, organization, the game prior your game, so that when you stand up in white clothes on the catwalk, that you are concentrated only on the game. Because can happen, you don't know how presentation works, you are late 2 minutes, the delegate is yelling, we must start. All these are disturbing our concentration. So go in the pool one day before when you are free and check the first day from where is presentation, how to move, where the referees are standing. So you will have more time for concentration on the game. The referee is sportman, of course. Alcohol and smoking don't belong in the pool. And okay, about smoking we can discuss, but alcohol for sure no. No, I'm joking. Of course, we are sportmen. The players are practicing. We must practice to be in shape. So when you are in VIP area, nobody will say nothing if you drink 1 glass of wine, but this is it. Then go and stay with your colleagues. Okay. My advice for you, or for all of us, so before the game, you must come to the swimming pool relaxed and concentrated. So your concentration for the game starts on the night when you receive nomination, not 2 hours before the game, 1 night before. So adjust all your 24 hours, which you have until you will whistle, to concentrate, to relax, to go to gym, to drink a coffee with your colleague, to be maximum prepared for the game. 2 referees are responsible for the game. Never exist one referee was good and one referee was bad. No. Referees were good or referees were bad. Always as a couple. So go to the swimming pool together with your colleague, which you are appointed. It's not possible that one will walk to the pool, the other will go by bus. Because you need to eat breakfast together, you need to drink coffee together, you need to relax together, you need to come to the pool together, you need to whistle together like one. There's no first and second referee. I hope everybody realized that. They are equal. Respect and trust between referees is the key of success. If you don't build this in World Championship or European Championship, then we have problems in the game. When you arrive to the pool, respect all participants. Please don't be too high. Yes, we wear white uniforms. We are the judges. We are the referees, but stay modest. Stay modest. Try to be with your behavior always in the second plan or third plan. You come, everybody is watching you. You say to jury table, good morning, good day, hello, how are you? So spend some nice gesture to the jury table, because jury table is very, very important. You see how many how many problems can appear with the mistakes of jury table. So you need to build 1 minute, 2 minute good interference with jury table. you speak with the delegate, and then we are ready to whistle. Communication with players and coaches, maximum professional level. Please, it's ugly to see when two referees arrive to the pool, 10 minutes before the game, you see one referee speaking with the coach, shaking the hand, hug each other, spend 4 minutes together. Can you imagine how the other coach is feeling? So even if you are more colleagues with some coaches than the other, or you know him from many, many years, yes, hello, how are you? Good, I wish you a good game, and this is it. 30 seconds, maximum. Never in my career I felt some big wish to speak with the players. Players are players, I am referee. Before the game, we ask the captains, these are the rules, these are the limits, and this is it. For all the others, we use our gesture, not necessary to speak with everybody. Okay, together they will check the field, teams, and whistle together. So before the game, the referees will discuss how to control the players, the game, criteria, level of the game, check the player's swimsuit. You can check the balls as well. Take a contact with the delegate, like we said. And of course, before the game is not the moment for taking photos and cell phones, etc. I would like to mention something very important, which is not in presentation, but we will, I don't want to forget. As well, before the game, go to VAR. Go to VAR, where we have it. So in European Championship, we have it. Say hello. Get to know the guy who is working VAR, so the colleague, because you have also same headsets. VAR, a referee, is very important person. I don't like that who is appointed for VAR, I was appointed as VAR, thinks, I will relax and watch the game. No. VAR, assistant referee, is one of the most important persons in the pool, together with you two. Because in many situations he can help if he is active. VAR assistant referee must be active. Goal, no goal. Even before the referee calls you, VAR assistant can already say, all good, no goal, continue. So with many comments, he can influence on faster and better decision game. I saw one VAR referee, I will not speak to names, who is playing with the cell phone. I hope next time some delegate will take the cell phone and throw it in the water, because this cannot be. This is part of behavior, like the referee. So take it seriously, please. When we get VAR nomination, should really be important job. It's not a break. So before the game, speak with VAR referee, how to communicate, when to communicate, ask for help, how you will communicate. It's very important. So like we said before the game, normal discussion always with your colleague before the game, how we divide the field, in which line we will walk, what happens if okay, sorry, no, this, okay. So all this is necessary to fulfill before the game. The biggest problem in mistakes, you will not believe it, but with some analysis, we find out many mistakes in the transition are because of bad movement of the referees. And this is something to discuss before the game. On the transition, defensive referee remain, stay, breathe, count to 3, move on. Attacking referee, walk with the first line. So all these things, remember and speak with your colleague, because if you walk on the same line all game, a lot of situations we will not see. Every break between periods is an opportunity to speak together about the game, about the progress, about the situation. I don't believe that in the break you have nothing to discuss, because can be, the game is easy, is not how we expected. Let's lower a little bit our criteria. The game gets physical. Oh, hey, wake up. Now we must raise up a little bit our criteria. The game is not going in the bad manner. What can we do? Let's whistle more. Maybe that's contra foul. Maybe, okay, so many things is in these 2 minutes, which with few words, you can encourage each other, especially when you are whistling with a younger colleague. We must show to everybody that we are a team, absolutely. Respect decision of your colleague. This is one important point. I think we are not speaking enough about this. Respecting your colleague, disrespecting your colleague, helping your colleague. So between help and disrespect is very thin line. For example, if my colleague is controlling one situation, me as an opposite referee, of course, like I said, I try to build chemistry with everybody who I whistle. I respect my colleague. He's controlling situation, controlling the center forward. Center forward is turning. Pam, for me, maybe penalty, for him, no. I cannot whistle in penalty from 15, 17 meters away. I'm sure he sees better. So this is respecting my colleague. If I bomb like from Mars, from other planet, boom, penalty, this is disrespect. This is disrespect. Help is different thing. Absolutely, we help to each other. There's no your field and my field. Always we help in important situations. We will speak later in which situations. For the players, for the coaches, the most important thing that for the same fouls, there will be the same calls from the both referees. That's why, again, you have 14 days in European Championship to speak with all of your colleagues, to speak about water polo, to check some video together. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? You can see in the first minute, the first 2 minutes, that my decisions are not the same as my colleagues. That for him, this situation is contra foul. For me, is exclusion foul. Immediately, we need to speak about it. We need to come on the same level. Cannot be that one referee whistles 40 exclusions, the other whistle 3. Something is wrong. So all this we need to solve during the breaks. Players are stars of the game, we already said. So remain modest, rewarding the movement, action. About the instructions, Angel and Commission will speak later. So the examples when we need to help each other, if your colleague didn't see go corner, for me is very frustrating. I will speak from my experience. If I don't, I have doubt, is it a corner or not? And then I check with one eye, so I don't know what to whistle. I check with one eye, my colleague over there, and he remains cold as ice. He don't show nothing. He don't cares for my situation. This is not good cooperation. So I need help. And also this is one thing when you can build the chemistry. If I start with the game after the goal, you count the players, show me the signal. You have timeout, I will count the players, I will give you the signal, everything is okay. If I see the corner, I will show the hand. I will not whistle from half of the field, but just show the hand to my colleague because I saw it's a corner. Showing the number. So when I exclude the player, I don't see the number. My colleague over there is already showing number 5. This is excellent chemistry and excellent collaboration. And players see it, coaches see it, and spectators see it. This is a team. So collaborate as much as possible, but with the respect when your colleague is controlling situation. Then at that time, he doesn't need your help. Okay. One example of help, everybody knows, I hope, when the second center forward drives in, there is my colleague who will come closer and he will control the second center. I would like that this is a mechanic, I don't have to remind my colleague over headsets. This must be mechanic. This is example of help. Okay. During the game, communication with coaches and players. So communications with coaches must be respectful, quiet, in a minimum possible way. If coach asks you to be polite, of course, you can change 2-3 words during your walk. Absolutely. The coaches are professionals and they know where are the limits. They are responsible for behavior of the bench. Of course, we respect coaches, we respect players, but please, they must respect our work as well. Okay. Another thing which is important is your signalization. Your signalization must be understood by everybody, by players, coaches, and spectators. No mistake which we do approves protests or misbehavior of the coaches. Of course, we understand that is not nice when we make a mistake, but also coaches are making mistakes. Also players are making mistakes. So there is no problem if you recognize mistake. I don't know, I whistle exclusion and then I see the ball is in the hand. Normally I make an eye contact with the coach, like say, I'm sorry. And believe me, you will not believe, but it's true. Many coaches accept it very politely and stop to protest and sit down. Okay, no problem. But they just want that you recognize the mistake. And there's nothing bad on this. So making mistake is human. And I believe that if we treat coaches with the respect, that slowly they will respect us in the same manner. If all this is not working, of course, we have cards. But before the cards, first are eye contact, second is warning. Okay, listen, now is enough. This behavior is not acceptable anymore. And now we go on the cards. Majority then knows that the limit is full. If not, use yellow card, use red card. You must know that in many occasions, the bad behavior or physicality or aggressivity starts from the bench. So benches are important part of our game. When the benches lose control, this comes to the water as well. And the game will be much more difficult to whistle. So control benches together with your colleague, okay? Like we said, personally, I don't see a lot of need to speak with the players because the players are players, you know, they are the stars, they play, we judge, and this is it. After the game or tomorrow, okay, we have all possible way to discuss some kind of situations. Okay. Okay. After the game, so the game is finished when you arrive to hotel, not on the last whistle. After the game, wait your colleague. Please don't just sign the protocol and go away. Wait your colleague like you came together, you go together. Approach the jury table, say hello, bye-bye, thank you very much for your work. Later you will speak with the delegate, but immediately after the game, avoid to speak with coaches and players. The heads are hot. Somebody who loses is not happy, of course, and is not good for our image that we are discussing with one coach or player 10 minutes after the game. After the game, your team is delegate. So to referees and delegate. Remain with him. If something happened, if the game was not in the best manner, okay, he will protect. That's why he is there. He will stand up, okay, coaches go away, we go, relax, go to dressing room, make your program for relaxation, lose your adrenaline, and then start to communicate with the delegate. About the media, it is not allowed during competition to give any statements about the teams, about the decisions to media. This is others' job, not ours. Have a meeting with the delegate in appropriate moment. Okay. I would like to spend the last 2-3 minutes on this because many referees are telling me that they are afraid to speak, their delegates are negative. And so one thing is, like I said before, delegate is there to help us. Delegate is there to protect us. Delegate will always tell you good things and bad things, at least I hope. But in my case, as I know, the communication and behavior of these 3 persons, so 2 referees and delegates, improved a lot in the last 2-3 years. Also thanks to commission. So listen the comments and understand the meaning. You know, when we have a dialogue means that you open your chakra or karma to other person and listen what he is saying, not thinking how you will reply and not listening, because the meaning is to be better, all 3 of us. This is the meaning of this conversation. Sometimes can happen, also I experienced that I don't agree with the opinion of my delegate, but always I will try to achieve the middle way, the cooperative way. Maybe this is not okay, maybe my way is also not okay, but together in the middle, yeah, that's a good advice for the future. So please be cooperative. If you have very difficult game and you are tired and you are not able to have a meeting with the delegate will always understand if you will tell him, please, can we speak tomorrow? Is no problem. If you don't feel like you are full of adrenaline, maybe the game was not good, maybe it was too physical, you can ask delegate and speak about it tomorrow for breakfast or during the day when your head will be easier. So this is about behavior. Thank you very much. If somebody have some questions or some thoughts, otherwise, I am finished.
Boris, you finish?
Yes.
Okay. You remain, and now I call the psychology to enter. We can do something strange, eh? Yeah. Chema? Hello? Chema? Good morning, Chema. Maybe you have the microphone mute.
Now, yes. Okay.
Aha. Okay. Thank you very much to be here. And we can start because we are late, eh? Do you need some presentation or no?
No, it's fine. Can you hear me?
Of course, very well.
Okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay, look, in first place, thank you so much for the invitation. It is an honor to participate in this event. Thank you so much, and it is my pleasure. As probably Angel has told you, I've been working with basketball referees, international basketball referees, since 2007, before the big events, Eurobaskets, World Cup, Olympic Games. And then this is the experience that Angel asked me to share with you. Of course, I am not involved in water polo, so it's not my sport, but this is your job to adapt what I said, if it's interesting for you, of course, to adapt to your job as officials, referees in water polo, okay? When we began to include this mental preparation in basketball, it was just a couple of talks like now with the referees, but after that, this developed to more and more and more. And for example, now in the last Eurobasket that was played just a few days ago, I was participating in the camp that the referees had before the competition 1 week in Frankfurt, in Germany. And after that, in this case, I was doing online to help the referees during the championship. Other times, I've been involved even during the championship. I was there working with the referees all the time, just trying to help them on the mental preparation. So the thing is that the concept is that the referees are also athletes. They are also actors in a sport. And then as players, as athletes, because they are athletes, they need help. They need help. They need help to perform, because we expect, when I say we, I mean everybody expect high performance from the referees. This is obvious. And then they need support. They need help. And you know, because you are referees, that many times the referee grows alone. Okay, it's good that you have events like this more and more at national level, at European level, world level, but it is important to understand that the referees need help. This is the first concept. The second one is that referees are human beings. This looks obvious, but sometimes it's not so obvious. They are human beings, and then it means that they make mistakes. They make mistakes, but mistakes are part of the sport. Also, players make mistakes, but referees make mistakes. But what we have to do is to try to help referees to minimize the mistakes as much as possible, and also to react properly after a mistake. So, okay, I make a mistake, I try to reduce that, but after I make a mistake, the game continues, and then what is important is to not be affected emotionally by the mistake and be able to continue officiating well. And the other concept is that we are in team sports. Basketball is a team sport, and water polo is a team sport. And then if we are in team sports, referees also are part of the team. It is important to create the team mentality within the group of referees. And this is, for example, something that we do a lot in the camps that we organize before Eurobaskets or World Cup or Olympic Games in basketball. We try to create the team atmosphere of all the referees, and in the big group. Let's say, for example, now in Eurobasket, we have 44 referees. Okay, we try to create, this is a team, the referees team, 44. But after that, like it happens in football team, only 3 referees officiate. In water polo, I know it's 2. Okay, then 2 or 3, it is important to create also team mentality, teamwork. We don't want an ego referee just highlighting himself on his own. We want a team mentality, supporting each other, good communication. This is so important also. And more than that, it's also the team with the teams. I mean, I know probably the players try to cheat, try to take advantage, try to do fouls that referees don't see and things like that. But at the end, the referee, it's important to accept the role of leadership of the game. I mean, the referee is not just a judge saying, okay, penalty, 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 red card, whatever, okay. No, it's someone who has to assume the role of leader the game, making the game better, helping the game to be a good game. And this is good for the whole of the sport. And I think it's important that, and when I say, I think this is our experience in basketball, that we have been developing, growing these ideas to help the referees to be more successful on the court. Of course, it doesn't matter what you do. It's impossible to have 100% happy everybody. This is something important to understand. But it's important to try to be performing the best as possible, okay, to make people, okay, maybe they are not happy with some decisions, but at least they respect the referees and they understand that the referees are doing a good job. Okay, saying that, I'm going to focus on some of the aspects that we work to help these concepts that I have told you now. I will highlight some of them. One thing is important is that we develop the concept of fresh brains on court. Fresh brains on court. Now people talk about a lot of initials and all that, and we say, okay, this is FBC, fresh brains on court. This is the idea that the referee has to go to the court, in this case to the swimming pool, with fresh brain. I mean, free of stress, free of press, free of tension, because this is the only way to develop your ability as a referee. I mean, this happens not only for referees, happens for players, happens for coaches, happens for people in companies. I mean, when you have to perform, if you are very tense, if you are like in the tunnel vision state, tense, very activated, it's very difficult that you can develop your talent. Maybe you know the rules very well, maybe you know the game very well, maybe you have a lot of experience, but if you go there to the swimming pool or to the court in basketball, you go there too much tense, then you don't see what happened, then okay, then your officiating will be bad. Same for the players. If a player is going to throw a penalty kick and then tense, very tense, the arm is tense, I mean, cannot perform. So this is important. So it is important that the referee does something to go to the game, to arrive to the beginning of the game in the best mental state, because this will help him to develop the talent that he has, the knowledge that he has. And then here comes a very important psychological aspect of psychology, a very important psychological aspect, which is level of activation or level of arousal. What is the level of activation? It's a level of general activation, mind and body. And it is important to understand that if the activation is very low, okay, let's say people almost falling asleep or very low, okay, then the performance cannot be good, because that means that you will lose focus, no concentration, reaction late, don't see what happened, don't read the situation. So at the end, the performance cannot be good. But on the other extreme is activation very high. Is when you are very excited, very tense, as I said before, and then that can be inhibition. I don't whistle because I'm very tense, I don't see what happened, or the opposite, impulsivity. I whistle all the time. Then it is important to go to the court in what is called optimal level of arousal. Optimal level of arousal. This is the level of activation that helps us to perform our best. Of course, our best, depending on your knowledge of the game, your shape and that, but the best. what happens when a referee is under the optimal level of arousal? What happens is that lose concentration, maybe sometimes in games that are not very interesting because maybe the score is the difference is very big in the score. One team is leading by, let's say, 10 goals or more, or what happened, then the referee loses focus, concentration. Then what happens is that calls late, don't see the problems. Okay, this is bad officiating. And then we emphasize with our referees in basketball that all games are important, that the referee has to respect the game and has to do a good job. It doesn't matter what the score is. Because for some teams, maybe the goal, okay, maybe they are not as good as the other opponent, let's say big difference game, but the team who is losing, let's say by 10 goals, maybe the goal for this team is to lose by less than 10 goals. Because every team has their own goals in the competition. And then every single minute of a water polo game or basketball game is important for the teams, and then the referee has to be in the optimal level of arousal. If you are not focused enough because you are losing interest, okay, then you are going to do bad officiating. On the other hand, which is more, on the other extreme, which is more obvious, is when the referee is too much tense, too much pressure, very nervous, and then what happens is that you are in the tunnel vision, you don't see, and sometimes, as I said, there are two situations. Inhibition, I don't whistle, or impulsivity, I whistle a lot. And then it is important to be in the optimal level of arousal. Now, what we do with our referees is to help them to think, and this is something you can do now or whenever. Think, what is my optimal level of arousal? If you remember good games that you have done in the past, probably you will see, okay, how did I was in those games? I mean, did I have anxiety? I was nervous. I was very tense. What happened? And then in my best games, what was my situation, my emotional situation, my activation level? And then you can use numbers to quantify that. For example, let's say 1 means very, very low activation, 10 means very, very maximum activation. What is your optimal level of arousal? Put one number. Okay, and this is an individual response, individual answer. So for some referees, it would be, okay, when I need 7 points of activation, or I need between 7 and 8, or I need 8, or I need 6. Okay, if I am 7, I mean, if 7 is my optimal level of arousal, and I have 6 now, I have to move up 1. If I am 8, I have to move down 1. And then I go to the court with my optimal level of arousal. Then we said one strategy is to set what we call checkpoints. Checkpoints are 3 moments before the beginning of the game in which you evaluate your level of arousal to see if this level of arousal is good or not, or you need to do something to move up or to move down. For example, anyone can organize these checkpoints whenever it needs, but for example, I arrive at the dressing room before the game. What is my level of arousal now? I know I need 8. Let's say when the game begins, I need 8, but now I have 6. Okay, maybe 6 is okay because with 6, I will be 8 or not. Okay, maybe I need to calm down. Maybe I need to move up, whatever. First checkpoint. Second checkpoint, warm up. When the referee is doing warm up, okay, again. Third checkpoint, when for example, in basketball, I suppose in water polo is the same, when there is the introduction of the teams in international games, for example, okay, their introduction, the teams, the national anthems, whatever, the referees are there, okay, you can think, okay, what is my level of activation now? Okay, I'm very nervous now. I need to move down a little bit. I need to do something here. Or the other, oh my God, I am now officiating the game for the position 15, 16 in the competition. My God, I'm really not motivated for this game. My God, I need a job. I have to move up. Okay. So this is self-knowledge. This is self-control of your activation. And this is important to develop this skill, to do that. After that, of course, the game begins and many things can happen, because at the end, okay, you maybe you are in the better mental state, your level of activation is optimal when you begin the competition, the game, but after that, things happen in the game, mistakes, the crowd, something happened, maybe one coach is protesting and then you get nervous about that, whatever, maybe you see your teammate, the other referee is doing bad job and then you are upset about that, or whatever happened, you know, the game, many things happen, but what is important is to keep in your optimal level of arousal as much as possible, and when you move up or you move down, well, come back again as soon as possible to your optimal level of arousal. And in order to do that, before the game, it is very important to prepare yourself, not only by these checkpoints that I mentioned, also by preparing your participation in the game in the proper way. I speak about this now. Some referees, I have seen many referees, work with many referees in these years, even very top referees. And normally, if you are a top referee, most of the time, you function very well. But the problem for a referee, you know, is that maybe one decision or two decisions, bad decisions, kill you, even if you are doing a great job. So it is important to minimize mistakes, to prepare yourself well. And then some referees, I saw they are very concerned about that. And then the day before, let's say the day before of the game, they are all the time thinking about the game, doing a scouting of the teams, thinking. And this is a big mistake, because less is more. Before the game, less is more. It happens the same with the players, with the teams. I mean, it's not normal that one team, let's say tomorrow they play key game in the World Championship, and then day before they practice 3 hours. This is crazy. I mean, nobody does that, because this is quality now, not quantity. When the competition is there, the game is tomorrow. What is important is quality, not quantity. So less is more. Then what the referee needs the day before is to use a small method to prepare. I will speak about that now. And also time to disconnect. And now, for example, in the last years, since Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, and then after that World Cup, even during the COVID, not competitions, but they come back now, Eurobasket, in basketball, we insist a lot in this for the referees. Disconnection. You cannot be the day before all the time, 24 hours thinking. We have one referee that he was so concerned that even he used to go to sleep with the whistle just there, you know, because he was like that all the time ready. I mean, that looked like a joke, but it was like that, you know, because he was not, I have to be ready. Then the whistle was there, sleeping with the whistle there, you know, and then, my God, why this is so stupid, because you need to concentrate a little bit, I explain now, and then after disconnect, because we need fresh brains on court. We need you go to the court fresh, okay? Fresh, with energy. You cannot lose your mental energy the day before, just thinking about the game. So it is important to have disconnection plan. What is your plan to disconnect? What are you going to do? Okay, and also little method to focus on the game. This little method includes basically 3 steps. First step is to think, okay, what are the most important things that I have to do in this game? Okay, you know the teams, you know whatever you need to know about your officiating, you are the experts, so you know, but okay, you have to set your priorities for each game. Of course, you have to do everything you need to do, I mean, according to the game, but it is important to put your mind in priorities, your most important things you have to do in this game. Second step, second section is to, and this is very, very important, to anticipate the problems that you might have in the game. You don't want surprises. Okay, you cannot anticipate everything because sometimes something happened that you didn't expect. But it's important to be ready to anticipating things that might happen in this game, problems that I might have. And then the third section is to have plan in case these problems arise. In case these problems arise, then you are ready to do that. This will help you after when you are in the game now, okay, you did the checkpoints, all that, now you go to the core, the game begins, and then you are ready to focus on what you did the last time, the day before, sorry, on your most important things you have to do, and also if the difficulties, the problems arise, you are ready to react quickly because you have a plan. This is important. And you can do that also on your own for you and also with your team referee. In the case of basketball, they are three and then they meet together. They do this individually, and after that they meet together, the three of them, and then decide these things. For example, okay, what are the most important things for these games as a group? What difficulties we might have? What are we going to do if these difficulties arise? And then, okay, this is the team organization. Now you are two, not three, but you could do the same. I don't know if you have a lot of communication or not between the two referees that are going to officiate, but it's very important. We even recommend in big competitions, because all the referees are there in the hotel, we even recommend, okay, you officiate today with this referee, because we change the referees. I mean, in basketball, in handball, for example, they're always the same two referees, same couple together, like marriage. But handball is like marriage. I mean, they are always together, okay? No, always loyal to the same referee, like with your wife or your husband. But in basketball, the referees can change. Okay, maybe you officiate today with one referee, two referees, but tomorrow two different referees. For example, I know because Angel told me that in water polo always you also change. Okay, so what we recommend is, okay, even that morning, go for breakfast with your teammate for the night, for the game, have lunch together, talk about life, because we need connection. We need connection between the two referees. Okay, I know Angel explained me that the two referees in the water polo game, one is concerned with the offense, the other with the defense, and all that. Okay, you have different areas of responsibility, but at the end you are a team. It's not two referees, it's one team of two referees, not two referees, one team. And then we recommend that, okay, know each other, even speak to the other and say, look, help me with this, or look, talk about, okay, things that are important to create the synergy between the referees on the swimming pool. I think this is so important. And for us, for basketball, I tell you, this has been very, very important thing for the referees to succeed. Okay, you prepare this. After that, you go to the dressing room, then warm up, then the national anthems, checkpoints for your level of activation. As I said, okay, bravo. And then the game begins, and it's important for you to keep on your optimal level of arousal. On your optimal level of arousal, you will do your best officiate. Okay, and then, okay, you can you anticipated the day before problems that you might have. Now you have plans. If this happens, Problems here. One is mistakes, because there are mistakes always. And also Angel explained me that even in water polo, it's normal to have more mistakes, not because the referees are bad, but because, okay, a great part of the game is under the water and it's not easy to see. So this is difficulty of your sport, as Angel Moliner explained me very well, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, maybe you would need camera in the swimming pool to see. I don't know, but you don't have. Okay, so this is problem. But what is important is if you realize that you made a mistake, what is the impact of that mistake on your mind? This is important to understand that, on your emotional state. For example, in basketball, and this is a question for you, but it's important to, as you see, the process of growing as a referee or as a player or as a coach or as, it's always reflect, to go inside yourself and see something that maybe sometimes is not comfortable to see, but it's important. The other way to grow is to do that. And then what is the impact of my mistakes? The impact of my mistakes on my mind and then on my behavior. This is important. There are mistakes that stop the game. For example, you call some fault. I don't know the name in water polo exactly. Something happened, fault. One player makes illegal contact or whatever, fault. The ball changes now or whatever. Then the game stops. Sometimes the game stops very little. Sometimes it stops a little more. So if you have time, because the game stops, maybe you have more time to react mentally and to talk to yourself. Then here comes self-talk. Self-talk is important. What do you talk to yourself? Other times the game does not stop because the mistake is that you didn't call. You didn't call. Okay, you didn't call, something happened, but you didn't call. This is a mistake, but you realize I made a mistake because I should have called, but I didn't do it. The game continues. So, but I have to react quickly. I cannot stop thinking, oh my God, no, because you have to continue. So in both cases, self-talk is very important. And then if you have more time, because the game stops, you can talk to yourself a little bit longer. Let's say you say, oh my God, look, I made a mistake, but okay, let's focus on the next play. No problem. Okay, whatever you want to say. Something that helps you to focus on the next play. If the game didn't stop, you need keyword. Keyword. Keyword is one word that helps you. Okay, stop, go. Stop, go. Okay, focus. You have to select the word. So the important thing during the game is to move quickly to the next step of the game. After that, you can analyze. You can analyze deeply, maybe at halftime, maybe when the game finishes, of course, you can analyze. But what is important in the game is to officiate the present, be on the present time, not on the past, be on the present. And then you need self-talk. And then what we tell the referees is, okay, think about what are you going to talk to yourself when you make a mistake. And think about what are you going to do with your teammate, with the other referee, when he makes a mistake. How are you going to support if you need to do anything there? Maybe something like that, maybe nothing, maybe, but this is something to speak between the two referees before the game, okay? Because sometimes you need maybe the other referee to do just like this, or to do okay, or nothing, or just nothing, or maybe timeout. Timeout is very important when there is timeout, and then the coach is talking to the players. This is something that we changed, very interesting, because when we start in 2007, during timeout, referees were, okay, one referee was in one position, another was in another position, they didn't speak. My God, timeout is to speak with your team. And then we say, the referees now in basketball, if you see games, timeout, they go together and they speak. Between them, they speak. I don't know what you do that in water polo, but if you don't do that, I think it's interesting to do that, because then you have a chance to talk about something. Okay, forget about that, focus on this, focus on that, help support the other referee if there is something happen. Okay, forget about this, concentrate on the next. This kind of communication is very important during timeouts. Also, during halftime, I don't know how long is halftime in water polo, but then probably you have more time to speak, all the two referees. But what is important is that during the game, you have this kind of self-talk or talk to your teammate to focus on the future, on the next play, on the next play, on the next play. You can use keywords like stop, focus, stop, run. In this case, probably you don't run as much as in basketball game. Stop, whatever, focus on that, go to the position, think about this, look that, quick self-talk, energy self-talk to help you to focus on the next play. Of course, you can use also some kind of breathing, relaxation techniques that you can use before the game in the checkpoints or when the game is there and then you make mistakes. For example, I don't know, you can breathe and do like that. But this is something that you have to develop, okay? Or some strategy. For example, when the national anthems are there, one strategy that our referees use is, okay, they are there and then they move stomach back. You can do that if you want, stomach back, and then put your mind on the tension that you have on the stomach, and then 8-10 seconds, and then okay, and keep your mind on that, okay, to see how the tension moves down little bit, because you don't need to relax 100%. You need just to reduce the numbers that are too much. So if you need to be 7 in your level optimal of activation, 7, and you see you are more tense, you are 8, you just need to do this drill, stomach back, breathe, keep your air, okay? People don't see you because people are seeing you, spectators, everybody, so you cannot go to the floor to do anything. You just, okay, focus on your stomach, on tension, then release. That's it. You reduce one number. Now you are ready to officiate. Okay. After that, when the game stops, during the game, something happens. Maybe you have time. You can do something like that to reduce, and then leave the tension go during the game, so you are not accumulating tension, because this is another problem. The game begins now, and then okay, you are fresh, and then even if you have a lot of tension, you can handle that. But the game goes on, and then what happens sometimes with the referees, the game is very close. In the last 3 minutes, it's very important. Last 3 minutes, the game will be decided, and the referees are tired, mentally tired. That's terrible, because you need to be fresh all the game, not only the beginning of the game. And especially when the game goes very close to the last moment, you need to be more relaxed, more calm, not relaxed, more calm, more in your optimal level of arousal than ever. Because if you are really mentally tired because you've been tired in losing energy, you losing, and then you go with low energy, at the end you are tired, then your decisions will be worse. So it's important to, okay, leave tension go during the game. So at the end, you have enough energy to officiate properly the last minutes of the game, which are very important. Okay, so you could use these drills. And then, okay, after that, you can ask me what you want about all this. And then something that is very important is when the game finishes, to analyze that. I have seen, look, if you are top referee in your sport, and then you are the ones you are here, you are top referees in your sport, probably is because you have been very critical with yourself in your process of growing, and then and this is good at some point for athletes in a sport. It's good to be okay, critical, constructively critical, not perfectionist in a way. So you want more, and then you are not happy all the time then, because if you are happy 100% every game, you cannot grow, because in every game there are good things and bad things, and then it's important to concentrate, okay, to grow. But when you officiate in a competition like, let's say, European Championship or World Cup, Olympic Games, many games in few days, you know, you officiate today, tomorrow again, tomorrow, something like that. It happens like with the players. You need to disconnect from the game that finished and then be able to concentrate on the next game for tomorrow. But then you need emotional disconnection also. You need to disconnect. Sorry, time out because I need to drink little water. Sorry, time out. Go back to the swimming pool. Okay. So it is important to understand that it's not the same that maybe let's say during the normal season you officiate one game weekend, maybe weekend in local competition, domestic competition. Maybe you have, I don't know, maybe in Wednesday you have European competition game, then next week, then next Wednesday again, next Sunday domestic or something like that. Let's say 2 games per week or one game per week. Then you have, after the game, you have time to analyze, you have time to recover emotionally, But when you are in a competition where you have to officiate every day or almost every day, it is important to use methods of analyzing that helps you for the next day. I mean, it's no time to big, deep analysis unless something really very, very key happens, you know. But what is important is to analyze very quickly and especially focusing on things that you can use next day, okay? Next day. So it is important to establish a barrier, like a frontier between last game and next game. For example, you can say, okay, the game is finished. Okay, let's analyze or let's just remember what happened until night, and then next day when I wake up, I don't want to know anything about this. I just focus on my next game. Something like that. That kind of discipline is important, okay? Especially when you have to officiate so next day. And the other thing is that it is important to see the good things that you did also, because I have seen sometimes referees, okay, oh, I made that mistake, look, that mistake, that happened, that play, whatever. Yeah, okay, but what happened with the good things that you did? So it's important to, okay, not to think things that are not real. Okay, analysis has to be always real, on facts. Okay, this is what I did good, this is what I did bad. How can I improve this that I did bad for the next game? What can I do to minimize these mistakes next game? And I think, and this is it. And this is so important. And it's also important this to be understood by instructors that give feedback to the referees. This is important. This is something in which we have improved a lot in the basketball organization. Okay, when we began to work in 2007, the instructors were like judges. They were judging the referee, just evaluating the referee, and then from that, the referees had more nominations or less or whatever. Now, the instructors are more like coaches. Okay, they are there to help the referee as in the team. The coach in the team has to help the players to play better tomorrow. We lose the game today, or we won the game today, but tomorrow we have new game. And the role of the coach is to help the players to play well tomorrow. Today is finished. Now it's tomorrow, you know. And then the instructors in our organization, before, they were more concerned about what happened today. Okay, it is important to grow from today to tomorrow, to give some feedback, but this feedback is important and is constructive, so the referees are ready to officiate tomorrow the best they can. And I think this is something that is interesting to say, because for us was a very important change, you know, when the instructors became more coaches that use their past experience constructively for tomorrow. What is the priority? Help the referee for tomorrow. Today is finished. Okay, we can give some feedback, but feedback that helps the referee to officiate better tomorrow. This is the idea. And this is something that also, not only for distractors, also for yourself. You are thinking about the game today, my God, the emotions, whatever, what happened, papa. Okay, think about positive things you have to do tomorrow again, things that you did, negative things that maybe you can change for tomorrow, and things that you cannot change for tomorrow, forget. After the championship, you analyze deeply what happened in order to keep growing as a referee. This is important this is an important method of analyzing. And about something that I didn't say, and I finish with this, something that I didn't say before, when you prepare yourself for the game, and I said, okay, let's focus on what is more important to do, anticipate difficulties, and establish plan in the case difficulties arise. It's also important to strengthen, well, this will help you to strengthen the most important psychological aspect before competition for any athlete, which is self-confidence. And then self-confidence is not just telling yourself, hey, you can do, you are the best. No. It's good plan to anticipate problems, but also one interesting strategy is to think about good officiating that you have done in the past. Okay, you are nervous about the game. Maybe you are going to officiate semi-final in big competition, whatever. You are nervous, and then, okay, take your time to think about situations in which you did a good job, critical situations, key games that you officiated in the past where you did good job. And then this is when you can use visualization to, okay, visualize, you can close your eyes and remember yourself doing good officiating in the past. This helps a lot to strengthen self-confidence before games, and this is important. Of course, self-confidence also is stronger when you have realistic goals before the competitions. This is also something that our referees appreciate a lot. Realistic goals. For example, now in Eurobasket we have 44 referees in the group, but after the first round, because there are less games, okay, some teams are eliminated, they go home. Then just for last, there are 32 teams in the beginning, now only 16. Then of course we don't need 44 referees, the competition. So some referees go home. And this is critical moment because, okay, some referees go home, but they don't know who. I mean, so at the end of the first round, the director decides who stays, who goes. This is critical moment, a stressful moment, of course. And after that, the second one is that, okay, now we are only 20 referees for the second round, but it doesn't mean all of them will officiate. In fact, in this last Eurobasket, only 18 officiated, so 2 didn't. And then 6 referees, only 1 game. Other referees, many games. So this works like in a sport. We are in a sport. We are also in a sport referees. And then what happened in football team or what happened in water polo team? I mean, the team in football is 25 players. I work in football many years, 25 players, and then only 11 play. Some players didn't even travel with the team. They stay at home. Okay, and then in water polo, I don't know how many players are, 12 or 15 or whatever, but okay, some of them don't play. Some of them play very little minutes. It's the same here. So the referees have to accept that at some point you don't officiate. And then maybe your friend officiates every night because the director thinks he's the one who has to officiate. So it's important to understand that if we are in a team, we have to accept the team rules. And the team rules in any team is that some people participate more than others. But it doesn't mean that the others are not important. They have to be important. We have had many situations in which one referee hasn't got nomination, final round of Olympic Games or World Cup, hasn't got nomination, and then at the end, someone is injured, like in any team. Okay, you go, semi-final. Are you ready? Sorry, no. You have to be ready, always ready. Then it's important to establish realistic goals because, for example, let's say you are the first time you go to the competition, probably you stay there first down and then after that you go home. Realistic goal, put realistic goal. And also, it's important to focus on things that depend on you. This is basic for self-confidence. I mean, if you are in the final, it doesn't depend on you 100%. Okay, if you are doing good job, maybe you are in the final, but that's the decision of the person who has to make the nomination. So you cannot waste time thinking about things that don't depend on you. And this is something very important in sport. So you have to think on things that depend on me. If I do my job well, I will have more chances to achieve my goals. But I have to focus on what depends on me, not spend time, and also careful with the toxic triangle that is, okay, excuses, complaints, the fault is of other person. Nothing me. Okay, something happened. Excuses. Okay, complaints. Oh, complaints. And then, okay, well, it's the fault is other person's fault. This is terrible. It's important to adapt positive approach where you focus on what depends on you, and then from that you can achieve more and more. Okay, maybe not this year, maybe next year. Okay, realistic goals, have planned to achieve these goals, and this is also a key factor to be positive and to achieve to perform better on games and also on your career. This is another point. After competitions, big competitions, it's time to analyze. For example, now time to analyze and also to think about your plan for the future. What is my plan here as a referee of water polo? How many years I think I could stay? What would be my position in 5 years, in 10 years, in 2 years, in the next year? I mean, I need to be motivated all the time. I need to see what can be my goals. Maybe my goals are very far. Then I need short-term goals, you know, to go to the step by step to the next goal. And I think it's important to keep your motivation high all the time. And this is why I think this kind of activities that you are doing now here, not my talk. I mean the general thing with all these clinics that are for referees. I think they are very important to keep referees together, to keep your motivation high, to know what people can expect from you, to focus on what depends on you, to think, and this is what is important to grow and to be better referee every time and to improve. You know that perfection is not possible in a sport. I mean, you cannot control 100%. Even if it happens with teams, maybe one team is very good preparation, and at the end something happened, they don't win the championship. Same for referees. But at the end, our fight is all the time try to be perfect, although knowing that it's not possible 100%, but try to be closer. This is the challenge that we have to assume. This is it, Angel. I am open to any questions that you want to make. Thank you so much for your attention.
Yeah, many concepts. Well, we need to make a decision. Some questions?
Or answers, some answers, maybe answers.
Me? No, what's really...
I don't see you, Angel. Are you there? I only see Alex and Alexandros and Mario. But Mario's not here.
We are referees. Alex Marquez.
Alex Márquez, de España. Sí, es. Y Alexandros Blastos. ¿Blastos?
Greek.
From Greece?
No? Blastos?
No, from?
No, it's written.
From where? Alexandros, where are you from?
Okay, we are in Podgorica because we are playing European Championship under 19 men.
Okay.
Questions?
Well, if there are no questions, Angel, you want to say something?
No, for me it was very interesting. I need to make now the digestion because there are many concepts in less than 1 hour. And but I think this intervention, your intervention is open the door for different matters that we can work more focusing different points that you were speaking today. Before the game, or mistakes, or preparation, etc. I think we can do more sessions like this, but specialized in specific points.
Well, I'm glad that this can help. You know, as you said, this is just a general view, and what is important for this is that you maybe take some idea or some interest in improving and go step by step. Now, for example, when we started in 2007 with the referees, basketball referees, well, it was something like this, just one talk, something like that. They explain, okay, but of course, these points can be developed. Well, if you think that can help you, I'm sure it can help you. But now you have to adapt that. I mean, you can adapt that. Maybe things that I said, okay, they are good for basketball, maybe for water polo, not so much. Look, at the end, but other things are common. I mean, because at the end, sports are very similar in many cases. I mean, there are specific things, of course, of every sport, specific things that you have to consider. But at the end, referees are human beings in all sports, and you have to make decisions, key decisions. You make mistakes. This is for all team sports the same, more or less. All the problems are very similar, no? So I hope that this can help you. Thank you for your attention, and my pleasure, okay?
Thank you, Chema, and please call me when you are coming for Barcelona, because I think Atere is there. For sure, we have opportunity to meet. And for For all referees and delegates present, first of all, I want to apologize for the technical mistakes. I hope this afternoon will be better, will be for sure. And I want to tell you something. This is the first time that we are doing one clinic for all referees. And the intention was, because it's the first time, go to the basics. The basics, the behavior, etc. How is working the rules of the competitions. But the idea is to every start of the season to do a clinic with some referees. We will decide, but majority of the referees to be present, no online. All the others have the possibility to connect online. And to work more specific items in referees water polo. Today, this morning at the moment, we touch basics concepts, but the idea is to touch more specialized concepts to focus in more interesting or more high level questions. Thank you, everybody. We meet, I hope, 4 o'clock for technical instructions. This is important to be present. I hope the limitation, the limit to 100 will be increased. I know there is another small problem, but we try to solve. Well, it's not until now. And the idea is the meeting in the afternoon from 4 to 6, 6:15 no more. Thank you very much. See you later.